Greetings comrades, Soviet Gaming here. Today in the AFK Arena we have a new dimensional hero. And you know who it is? Prince of Persia is here, goddammit, yes, finally. So first of all we'll take a look at his skills, abilities, test him in the battle, and then we'll check out how many resources do we need to get him. Let's link this guy with our best hero so far. Actually, yeah, it will be Lucius. We'll have the 3 stars, Prince of Persia right here. Without a tank, but whatever. Alright, there we go. Bam! Good. Now we will have all the skills available, signature item and everything. So, alright, let's start with his skill set. Ultimate ability, Sense of Time. When this ability is actively used, Prince uses 600 energy to use the Ravages of Time, which deals 210%, 250% damage to surrounding enemies, also stunning them for 3 seconds. When Prince suffers fatal damage, Recall is triggered, and Prince uses 200 energy to revert his health and position to as they were 8 seconds prior Recall. Recall can be triggered up to 1 times per battle. Alright, so what does it do? It does an ultimate, which is doing AoE damage, uses 600 energy, and he have like 400 energy to recover his health after that. So he will be fatally killed, he will get resurrected just like in the game or the movie. Love the Prince of Persia, guys. Let's move on to the second skill. This will be Wall Dive Attack. This ability can only be used whenever Prince is situated at the edge of the battlefield and an enemy is nearby. When used, Prince bounces from a wall towards an enemy target, dealing damage to all enemies he passes through, which is equal to 9% of their own max health. That goes up to 15%, but shall not exceed 290% of Prince's own attack rating, which will be 350 after that. This ability can be used up to 1 time every 3 seconds. Well, this is pretty cool. 15% of the enemy max health or 350% of the Prince attack. It is a good ability. We'll test it out a bit later. Let's move on to the next skill, Tempest of Agony. This ability can only be used whenever there is more than 1 enemy in close proximity to Prince. Prince deals 210% damage to nearby enemies, also stunning them for 2 seconds. This ability can be used up to 1 time every 5 seconds, so he have so many stun abilities already. This is really interesting. This is another AoE attack, so pretty cool. The last one, Concentrated Force, the passive. Each time an enemy loses a total of 25% of their max health, Prince immediately recovers 40 energy points and his crit rating is raised by 30 for the next 4 seconds. And at level 3 it's 60 energy. So by doing damage to the enemy, and doesn't matter who does that, the Prince will recover energy. Pretty cool. Now let's move on to his signature item, Dagger of Time. Attributes, HP, attack, defense and critical. This is interesting. He have the defense, although he's an agility ranger burst damage hero, so I'm surprised about that. In between abilities and attacks, Prince will attempt to adjust his position by rolling or somersaulting backwards in order to meet the conditions needed to activate his Tempest of Agony and Wall Dive Attack abilities. During these actions, Prince's dodge is raised by 100 points, and once the actions have finished, Prince's attack rating will be increased by 20% for 3 seconds. So this is interesting. This is the really interesting signature item ability. Basically, the Prince will try to get to the area where he can use those abilities. He'll be moving around the battlefield a lot. That is really interesting. And if he will succeed, he will get the attack rating buff, which is pretty cool. Okay, let's check out the next bonuses. Plus 10, attack rating is increased by 25% for 4 seconds after the actions have finished. Plus 20, 25 for 6 seconds. Plus 30% bonus for attack for 6 seconds after the actions have finished. Okay, this is not really that crazy bonus. It will last longer, yes, but it's not that crazy significant in my opinion. Let's take a look at his furniture. So the furniture, 3 out of 3. After ultimate ability's recall effect is triggered, Prince's dodge is increased by 70 points and he will not suffer critical strikes for the following 4 seconds. So this is a defensive ability. 9 pieces furniture bonus. Energy required to trigger the ultimate ability's recall effect is reduced to 150 points, and the effect can be triggered up to 2 times per battle. So that is pretty cool. That means that you can use it more often. It will cost less energy. So this is more of a defensive hero, I guess, because like he can resurrect 2 times with the full furniture. With the 3 set or no furniture, it will be 1 time per battle. And yeah, I expected a little bit more. I thought that he will be stronger, but we gotta check him out and actually test him in the combat. So let's go into the campaign and see how he will behave. We will replace, I don't know, Lucius with Prince of Persia. Actually, I want to check his survivability, so we will use someone who doesn't give that much healing. Let's give it a try. Let's see how he will work. So, normal speed. The Prince, where is he? I can't really see him. Too many ultimates. There he is, at the enemy side, rolling backward, jumping around, doing ultimates with the dust. That's a quite good AoE if you ask me. And the enemies are doing way too much damage, to be honest. Yeah, the AoE is pretty wide, so he's actually doing damage to the whole enemy team, and since he's moving around the battlefield, that allows him to do more damage, and most of the enemies are still situated at the enemy side of the battlefield. That is pretty cool. And damage-wise, he did, well, really close damage to Belinda, so I think he did a really good job, because he was tanking actually. Let's try the next fight and see how it will go there. So yes, now our team is weaker than the enemies, and we will take a closer look at his abilities now when he's running around. Yeah, he starts the battle, he uses attack, he jumps, or he was pulled, I don't know. He's at the enemy battlefield side, being stunned a little bit. Ultimate, bam! There we go. Roll one with his ultimate. Yeah, he's jumping around the battlefield a lot, and he's using that ability quite often. So if you get additional energy regen, he'll be spamming that ability, that ultimate, that much, because that's like, 600 energy. That's crazy. This time he did more damage than Belinda though, and I'm really surprised about that. Let's try to make a team without those bonus energy things and see how it will go, because I'm a little bit worried that he might be not as good when he won't get that many energy bonuses, so we'll use those guys. We'll be even weaker right now. Let's see how it will go. Dastan, I mean Prince of Persia, it's up to you. He's being put down quite easily. Ultimate, bam. Ultimate is doing a really good job. A lot of damage. Yeah, and he can even reach that area. He's covering like most of the battlefield with that ultimate. It have really good range of, you know, action. Yeah, we actually managed it, and we didn't use that many ultimates this time as in the last fight, but that was sufficient to take the enemies out. We didn't got any heroes right now that will recover our energy. Boss fight, that will be interesting. The boss fights are usually harder. So, let's place him against this Strilda. No, on the bottom side. We want to take out Muriel and Farrell with him. Alright, let's see. So he's rolling to the side straight away, using ability, and then bam, another ability. I wouldn't say that it's doing insane damage to most enemies, because he can only pierce one enemy by doing that wall jump thingy. There we go, he's about to die. There we go, that was a recall, guys. That was a recall, and he died after that. Well, recall seems to be only useful if you have him at the front line and he can be killed by the enemies, not when you are losing, so he won't be your last hero here. Alright, so which teams would be good for Prince of Persia? I would say most of the teams that kinda get enemies together, like square team, push-pull teams, that will be good enough. Although, as you can see, his ultimate ability is doing a really good range, so if he is at the corner of the map, that ability will cover like half of the map, so that is unexpected. If he is in the middle of the battlefield, that will cover everyone. It covers the Feral at the bottom and that guy at the top at the same time, so it's really cool and unexpected. And the damage output is really good though. I didn't expect that to be that powerful. So, a little bit more about the Sense of Time ultimate skill. Ultimate costs 600 energy, and the recall is basically a passive part of the ultimate. When he is being killed, that will be used, so you don't really need to use Sense of Time in time in order to resurrect. So yeah, that is just like a passive, like the second part of the skill is passive. So his ultimate costs 600 energy and he will spend it like crazy. Let's try to make a team with Isolde, because the enemies will come to him, and the Prince of Persia. I wanna see how it will work. So there we go, they're coming straight to the Isolde, Prince of Persia running around. Now it's way better. So when the enemies are stacked, his ability to jump through them is doing way more damage. So yes, in order to utilize Prince of Persia effectively, you really want to stack the enemies at the one spot, because that will allow his wall jumps to do way more damage. I think that this time we'll do more damage than before. And even my weak Aziz is still alive in this battle and not dying because... Well, I guess because we have a lot of healing, I'm not sure. But yeah, right now he did 6 million damage and he did a really good job taking out the enemies. And moreover, he took 2 million damage, so he is taking a lot of damage because he is at the front line of the enemy, rolling through their lines. And his dodge is higher, that will allow him to, you know, be there without extra damage, let's put it like that. So yeah, that jump, when it goes through several enemies, is way better than single target. So you want to mix him with someone who will stack enemies together. It can be Morel, it can be Aziz, it can be Skriat, who else? Basically everyone who pulls enemies together. Alright? Pretty good, pretty good. Come on. Cats don't wanna die. Yep, good damage. Let's compare his damage with other damage dealers then. I mean, he's a burst damage and we can compare him, let's say... I want it to be fair. So we'll put a really high level Saurus over here. I wonder who will win. Like the testing of the hero against someone who is way stronger. Unfair comparison. Prince of Persia is like AoE of tank right here, because he is running through the battlefield and doing his stuff. Oh! Whoa! This is unexpected, guys. Prince of Persia did more damage than high-level Saurus. How come? That is really interesting. That is really interesting. I expected Saurus to beat him, but he did a good job. So I could say that he's a good damage dealer. Eins. Let's add Eins to the mix. And we'll get the Rowan here. That will be not that fair because he will give energy to both of those, so probably not. Let's put Tessie here for additional crowd control. Okay, that should be interesting. So, okay, Prince almost died there. Ultimate from Eins. Twins, more Prince of Persia action. I wonder who will do more damage. This is like really interesting test. And, okay, yeah, obviously, Ice did way better job. 5 million damage against 3 million, so, yeah, he is a pretty good hero, not the top tier, I guess, in terms of damage. In terms of survivability, I wouldn't say that recallability is that crazy useful, but later on in the game, when you're being one-shotted, that might save you quite easily, because that will be a significant boost. If you are being one-shotted, that will allow you to be two-shotted instead of one-shotted. Let's compare him with the Shemira, because we didn't test her yet. Alright, Dastan will be in trouble here because we have Sevias at the enemy side. And that guy is just wrecking us. But he's still alive, I'm surprised. Alright, a lot of rolling around and doing the ultimates and stuff. We killed them all. Good. Damage output, he did more damage than Shemira. So overall, he is a really good damage dealer. I mean, this is not like extensive testing with a lot of tries, but we can see that he can compare with most carries of his own level. It's pretty cool because my guys here have a really good gear and only Eins managed to do more damage than him. Who should we add? Yeah, Athalia. Let's add Athalia and she will be focusing this guy. Let's see. Moreover, his survivability is a big bonus to your team. Because, yeah, he works really well with the enemy teams that have the summons as well, because his AoE is very often pretty powerful, so let's say his DPS on the AoE is pretty good, so the summon team will be in trouble if they're facing Prince of Persia, obviously. There we go. Oh, Athalia died early on. Alright, anyway, Prince of Persia wins. Let's go and check his price. How much does he cost? Is it the same price as usual? It seems like it's the same as usual. So you need 60 copies of him, 60 pieces. And each piece will cost, well, you can see it right here. So it's 10 from those hero coins, 10 from those guild coins, 50 from the labyrinth tokens. Oh my god, if you guys are skipping labyrinth, I'm sorry for you. And 15 of those gladiator coins. Obviously, lazy people like me won't be able to get him. If they don't do labyrinth, you are screwed. So even if you have the full set of everything else, you won't be even close to get him. Although, you have 60 days. 60 days to exchange for him. Well, you can start collecting, because the exchange will be available in 53 days from this moment. And yeah, he is a really good hero. I mean, not the top one, but since you can get him like that, and he is pretty cool in my opinion, you should. So guys, what do I think about the Prince of Persia? I like that hero. He looks really cool. His mechanics is nice. Moreover, after testing him, he will be really good against a lot of summons on the battlefield because of his AoE range, because how often the AoE is being used. And he can be your off tank because of his survivability, defense, and evasion skills. And the signature item is actually pretty good right now after checking him out. I see that, because that will allow him to do more damage, because he's rolling around that much to do most damage to the enemies. It's up to you to decide if you want to take him or not. You will have 53 days, 60 days in order to exchange for him, so if you want him, you can start saving up right now and you will get him in the end. I'm pretty sure about that. It shouldn't be a problem to collect that amount of resources in a month. Let me know in the comments what do you think about the Prince of Persia, if you want to get him or not, and what do you think are other good team variations for him and where he can be useful. While you're going there, please like this video, share it with your friends and guildmates, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, so you won't miss any new videos. Also, yeah, notification bell is important too. You can also check the video description and the pinned comment for the links. We have the more AFK Arena hero breakdowns and other guides over there. And also we have the fantastic Discord that you would like to join. That's about it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Soviet out. До свидания.